So we were discussing that bending, and one thing I discussed minimum band radius, right? No, here. So just recap. This outer layer is in a tension and compression, and neutral layer, no stress, neutral layer. Okay, okay. Let me check my Wi-Fi. Let me check. Let me check. Yes, I'm audible to now all. Actually, yeah, there was issue with the internet Wi-Fi, and now it's fine. Am I audible now? Am I audible now? It is clear? Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a issue with the Wi-Fi. Okay. So I repeat once again everything. That will be better. So I repeat once again everything. So we were discussing that we understood that fine. Better I will repeat everything once again. So we were discussing that inside surface, inside, this is outer side here. Outer side surface is in a tension, and inside surface is in a compression. So this will fail because of the compression failure, and here it will be tensile failure. And there is an axis that we call neutral axis, and no stress. Then we discussed one is a small radius, small bend radius, and large bend radius. We can make 90-degree bend, 90-degree bend with smaller one also and with bigger one also. So this is your smaller bend radius, R is 1 mm, it is like this, and you can bigger one, this is R. This R may be something like 10 mm, but both are 90-degree only. Both are 90-degree. You see 90-degree. This is also 90-degree, but this is having a small bend radius, and this is your a large bend radius. Large band radius. Then we discussed one term we called R by T ratio. R by T. What is R? Is the band radius. Again, I am telling you, R is the band radius, and this is thickness of the sheet. So R by T is a ratio. It is a term, a ratio, and the ratio between band radius and thickness of the sheet. And this ratio fixes minimum band radius. Minimum band radius. Minimum band radius. How does it fixes? R is your band radius, T is your thickness. R low means like this, right? No, smaller radius means sharp turn, and then you have a high value, large R means bigger turn, bigger radius. Now, one thing, R as the R by T ratio decreases. When R by T ratio decreases, it means uh, R by T decreases means either R will decrease, here, R will decrease. So R by T decreases. When R by T decreases means R will decrease. Suppose thickness is fixed. So R will decrease. Once R decreases, so bend radius will be sharp, right? No, this is larger R, this is smaller R. out tensile strain on the outer fiber of sheet increases. So here the strain, when you make sharp outer surface of the layer, I mean the here tensile strain increases, and you know when strain increases, there will be some yield point, and finally there will be failure. As the so R by T decreases, right now. So R by T decrease in two different way. One is your radius decreases, otherwise the thickness T that increases. Thickness T increases. So R by T is a term, right now. Again, I am telling you R by T. So this decreases means strain at outer fiber increases. So there is a minimum value of R by T, minimum value of R by T, and that value determines minimum band radius, right now. R minimum for given thickness for fixed T. So that R is called minimum band radius. Minimum band radius for that T, for T means particular thickness. So minimum, somebody asks you what is the minimum band radius for this thickness, then you can say that it is that radius up to which there will not be any failure, and the strain will be in that limit. But if you decrease further radius, that band radius, strain at outer fiber will increase, and finally material will fail or material will crack at the outer surface. Up to this point, everybody is fine. Up to this point, if anybody any doubt, then ask. I will repeat. What is minimum band radius? Is there any term for R? No, that we call R by T ratio. Thickness decreases or increases after going below. No, we thickness. No, thickness is fixed here. We are taking a step of. How to check for both? Please see this. Okay. this you just, this is thickness is 1 mm, this thickness is 10 mm. If somebody asks you to make a band of radius 0.5 in both case, right? You are a production engineer. You are a production engineer. Production engineer. Production engineer. Engineer. And somebody asks you, sir, this is a mild steel sheet. This is the thickness. You have to bend. You have to give a radius 0.5, 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. Now you have to check. So whether feasible or not, feasible or not, you have to check this. And for particular material, like you have steel, aluminum, copper, zinc, or PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene, that is one plastic material, or I'm writing rubber. So for particular material, there is a fixed value of minimum band radius for particular thickness. Try to understand this. So you have a table. So this is your thickness. This is your material. And this is your R. This you will get from book, standard book, handbook. So thickness is given, suppose 1 mm or thickness is 2 mm. For this material, suppose steel, there will be some minimum bend radius, suppose 1 mm. So you can bend up to this mm only. You cannot bend 0.9 mm. That is the minimum bend radius. Here thickness 2, there will be steel. Further, this will be 0.5 mm only because thickness has now increased. So minimum bend radius is fixed for a particular material and particular thickness. Higher the thickness, bend radius will be more, 2 mm, right? So this term, how this was decided, that I am telling you how this was decided. So suppose thickness is fixed, this is 1 mm, and now material is steel. So when this decreases, so radius you go on decreasing. When you decrease this, outer layer will be strained, and you further decreases. If you, this T is fixed, try to understand, concentrate. So R you are decreasing, you are stretching the outer fiber, and there is a particular point, there is a particular value of R, that is minimum value at which this fails. That minimum value we called minimum bend radius. Now everybody is clear? Tell me. Please tell me whether now it is clear. First, you have to listen me carefully. Line, each line is important. Fine. Very good. Yes. So now minimum bend radius, somebody asks you depends on what? Somebody asks you what? So you can say minimum bend radius depend on the material, minimum bend radius depend upon the thickness, right? Material is soft or hard or brittle. Suppose if I ask you cast iron, what is the minimum bend radius? You cannot bend cast iron. You cannot bend cast iron. Can you bend cast iron? Can you bend bronze? Can you bend concrete? No. Why? Because strength in tension of these material is very low. It fails. So brittle material are good in a compression, but very bad in a tension. Ductile material is very good in a tension and very bad in a compression. So minimum bend radius is clear now. So gate ask objective sometime. Minimum bend radius depend on. You can write thickness. You depend material. Now one term is called bend allowance. So RBT will be having a higher limit also. But we are fixing minimum bend radius. We are interested in a minimum bend radius. Minimum bend radius. We are interested in minimum bend radius only. That's why R by T we are decreasing. Because R we have to decrease. We are interested in minimum bend radius. Maximum there is no issue. Maximum, what is the issue? We are interested in minimum. We are interested in minimum. That's why we are decreasing R, and T we are keeping constant. But sometimes what happens, if R by T is there and T is increases, T increases, it means this quantity decreases, it means strain increases. So there will be fixed now. R will change. R will be changed. Minimum R will be changed. But in that last discussion, I fixed thickness. So once you increase the thickness, R minimum bend radius, minimum bend radius, minimum bend radius will increase. Sorry, increase. Yes, you cannot bend like this 1 mm thick sheet, and you are telling that sir 0.5 mm radius, 10 mm thickness sheet. You cannot bend this much. You have to bend like this. It will R will be more. One term is called bend allowance. Try to understand bend allowance. Bend allowance. What is the question somebody asked? Sir, RFT will having a higher limit also. Okay, Amal understood. We are interested in minimum. Bend allowances. What is bend allowances? Suppose we want to bend like this. This is our thickness T. T. Right? We want this. We want this. We want this. For this, what will be the original uh, stock or stock length or original stock length means this is our final product. Final. So what will be the initial size? What will be the initial size? Suppose we want to make like this, so we have to add some extra material, extra length for bending purpose. purpose. So that, what is that? Let us explain. So I am drawing now. L naught I am writing original length of. So basically this is yeah, here I have drawn this. Okay, no issue. I will draw by hand. I will draw by hand. L original length of flat starting strip, or we call it is developed length of strip. Yes. Thickness T. It is there in your notebook, I study material, but I am drawing this here. This is your neutral axis. This is 90-degree bend, okay. Or it may be less than or more than 90, no issue. This is your neutral axis. Neutral axis means no stress, no compression, no stress. This Rn. So A is your straight length. This is straight length. BA we call bend allowance. And again, B is your straight length. Straight length, right? And BA is equal to Rn theta. And what is this theta? This is theta. And what is Rn? Rn is neutral axis radius. Neutral axis or plane radius. Rn is equal to R plus Kt, where K is called stretch factor and K is equal to 1 by, or we call it is also band factor, 1 by 3/4 if R is less than 2t and K is equal to 1 by 2 if R is greater than 2t. Okay, fine. So this is our product, right? Now this is our product. So original length we can calculate if you know this. So original length of the flat strip or developed length means you have to make it straight. So A is straight length, that is vertical one, this one. Then BA, this is also millimeter or centimeter. Bend allowances, again it is millimeter, and again it is in millimeter length or centimeter or meter, anything. And BA, that is bend allowance, you can calculate by this Rn into theta. This is the theta. This is the theta that we call bend angle. R is your bend radius. Bend radius is small r. There capital R was there in last discussion. Don't confuse. So bend radius, when I use this name bend radius. So Rn you can calculate R plus Kt, where T is the thickness. Then K we call actually stretch factor or bend factor. And K value is 1 by 3 when R is less than 2T. And K is equal to half when R is equal to or greater than 2. So you can calculate developed length now. So basically examination asks you what will be the developed length. So developed length, and you have to, these things you must know. Rn into theta. Rn is R plus Kt. R is the bend radius. And then K is equal to 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, right? This is the thing. Now moving. This one, anybody doubt? Anybody any doubt? Ask me. Otherwise, I will ask your my doubt. Yes, K will be given. K will be given, man. K is a stretch factor, band factor. It is again, it is obtained from the experience. Everybody understood this? Theta unit. Theta should be in a radian. Already I had told you that the theta unit, Nikhil, theta will be in radian. In all, again I am writing, in all calculation, theta is in radian. 180 degrees equal to pi radian. So 1 degree is equal to pi by 1 by 80 radian. Clear now? So this is the setup for yeah. This will understand. So one is, there are two types of basically bending methods. Two types of bending method. One is called V bending. So basically, this is your V bending. This is your V bending. Shape is V, right? Now this is your die. Sorry. This is your V bending. This is your punch, and this W we call opening. That is called die opening. Die opening is W, and finally this force will be applied, and punch will bend this stop. So in this is your punch, that is your wedge shaped punch, wedge shaped punch. Then second one is your edge bending, that we call edge bending. Edge bending. This is your edge bending. This image shows your edge bending. So basically, this is your die. This is your die. This is your die, and this is your punch, and this is your seat. Pressure pad. You have to apply force, right, to keep it in a stable condition. And the flat punch is here flat. It is not wedged shape. It is not wedge shape. And then this is your so basically this is we call actually right now. This is your bend axis. This is your bend axis. So basically this bend axis and the punch travel is perpendicular. So punch travel and bend radius, bend axis is your perpendicular. What is the doubt somebody asking? So what is the difference between cello deep drawing and V bending? Apart from V shape. Cello drawing is see, deep drawing there are deep drawing is to make the cup shape. Here it is simply we are bending. We are just sheet metal bending. We bend. We are not making a cup here. Cup means you have to take the blank and then you have to make the cup. That process is we call deep drawing. And cello drawing is when depth is less than half of the diameter. Right? No, that we call cello. So it is not making cup, simply giving an angle, simply giving a band, giving a band, that's all. Process operation is different definition, different name. Bending means just to bend it. It is not making a cup shape bodies, right now. Cello is okay. Cello is also a cup only the depth is less. When depth is more than half of its diameter, we call it deep drawing, means more depth is there. So by the name, it is entirely different. It is in a bending process. Here just you are bending a sheet, and deep drawing, we are forcing right now to make a cup. So in bending and cello drawing, there is a big difference. In the deep drawing operation or cello drawing operation, compressive stress and tensile both will be developed, and in this bending only tensile stress will develop. Tensile and compressive will also, but by the name it is different. Sir, make clear punch travel in both bending once more. Okay, fine. We were discussing bending types. Once I said V bending and edge bending, because bending, to calculate the bending force, you must know these two type of bending process. V bending means simply wedge shape. Punch will be there, and then there will be a die, right? On there will be a seat. So wedge shape punch, and this is your die, this is your die, this is your punch, this is your sheet, this is your sheet, die. So force will be applied right now. Then edge means you have one die like this, die, and you have sheet metal, and you have punch, flat punch, flat punch, and this is only for 90 degree. So this is your die, this is your punch. So this sheet, I mean bending axis, right? No, bending axis. This is your bending plane, and this is your axis. That is your perpendicular. Bending axis is perpendicular to the punch movement or punch table. Sometimes they get asked. Because why I discuss this two types of die punching, sorry, that bending process, because bending force, now we'll understand bending force. To estimate that bending force, we need that wedge, or whether it is wedge shape edge bending or whether it is key bending, you must know. So bending force is an again empirical relation. Bending force is equal to K sigma y L naught T square divided by W, where W is called die opening. What is die opening? So this is your die opening. This is your die opening. Die opening. L naught is your developed length. Sigma y is your yield strength. T is your thickness, or we call it is die opening. Width, that is width of W stand for width, and K is another constant, that is K dash or K I am writing. Okay, K is a different constant, that is called die opening factor. And this K value is 0.3 for edge bending, and this is 1.3 for V bending. This edge bending we also called wipe bending. So this is called die opening factor, and K is 0.3 for edge bending or wipe bending, and 1.3 for V bending. This is again from experience and book. So bending force you can estimate if you know this K value, that is given, generally given. Sigma y again material property. L0 developed length. L0 is equal to Rn theta. Theta plus straight length, and BA bend allowance, that is Rn theta, and Rn is equal to R plus KT. I'm writing K dash, don't confuse. So R plus, so Rn is equal to R plus Kt, where R is your bend radius. Bend radius. K is your stretch factor or bend factor. And here K is die opening product, K dash. That is clear now. This bending force will solve now numericals. Please tell me whether clear or not. I have to solve numericals. You can ask. I don't think there is a much doubt here, but okay. What is the die opening for edge bending? Very good. So, actually, yeah. Where is the question? So, die opening for edge bending. So, what is edge bending? This is your die, and then you have a seat. Right now, you have seat that is being bent right now, and this is your punch, flat punch, flat punch. This is your right, right to understand. So this is your R1, this is your R2 radius on a punch die, that is your R1, a radius on a punch, that is R2. So what is die opening is this. This is your die opening. This is W. So I am talking about the die opening for edge bending. So W will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus clearance C. And generally this clearance C is equal to thickness of the seat. Thickness of seat. That is your T. So W for the edge bending or Y bending is your this radius, and then this radius, and then this thickness. It is clear now, Ramachandra ji? Fine. Now we'll solve some problem. I'm writing problem now, or it is there in my notes, so better I will copy it. Please solve this. Please solve this question. Please solve this. Is R2 having the closed shape? First you solve this, Rajat. This question you solve. This problem you solve, man. Ravi Raj. Please solve this problem. I'm waiting for answer. Now you solve this. So band allowance B8 is equal to R n into theta. So R n is equal to R plus Kp. Here T is 2 mm, theta is 1 radian, R is 100 mm, K stretch factor or band factor 0.5. So sigma ys is 500 megapascal, that we can also write 500 Newton millimeter square. Length is 400 millimeter. Thickness is 2.5 mm. V bend. Die bending is your V bending. Opening. Die opening is 10 times the metal thickness, that is 2.5, that is mm. Estimate the force. Force is equal to what? So bending force is equal to K dash sigma ys L naught T square divided by W. K dash is for V bending, that is equal to 1.3. W, everything is there. So 1.3 into 500 into 400 into 2.5 whole square divided by 25. Answer is 65 kilometers. Please solve this. Please solve this. बैंड अलाउंस का फॉर्मूला सर, फॉर्मूला कहाँ चला गया मोहित? फॉर्मूला बैंड अलाउंस का फॉर्मूला लिखा नहीं था, फॉर्मूला लिखना चाहिए था ना तुमको। So 12.56, 12.56. Sir, what is the value of K? K value is K value already we discussed. K already discussed. Already discussed. Starting. Starting. So everybody got the answer? Six degree pi 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So 6 degree is equal to pi by 180 into 60 radian. 180 degree is equal to pi radian. Mohit, this is you ask in the 8th class teacher here. We are how 12 is coming, sir. You ask your friends. How many people got the 12.5? If how many people got 12.5 here? Please write down. How many people got the answer? Dheeraj, 12.5 means Nikhil, Anupam, Amal, Kiran, Rajat Sharma, why 11.7? No, Rajat, you're mistaken. Ravi Raj, 12.56. Munir Babu got, he also got. Everybody is getting 12.5. Kiran UV, 12.5. Everybody is getting answer. See, any other guys? No, what is it? Mohit, Sanket, Aryan is coming 12th. Dheeraj, yes. Take 0.5. Why you take R when R is greater than 2t? R is here. Ravichandran has sent you that Mohit. Ravichandran has sent you entire detail. 10 plus 0.5 into. Yes, fine, everybody. I think you got this. You R plus 0.5 into thickness. 60 degree into pi by 180, so 12.56. Now clear, Mohit and Rajat? Fine. It is good. Now everybody must solve your gate. So it is not 12 here. So now we'll talk about forging, right? Yeah, we'll talk about the forging. So what is forging? Forging, metal is heated and force is applied to obtain shape, like your blacksmithing, blacksmith. Just one die will be there, one die. Then you have a and you have punch. So sheet metal, or we call, or it is a punch, or it is die, or hammer, or press. So you have to apply the localized comparative force. So metal is heated and force is applied to obtain shape. That process we call it forging. Forging. So application of localized compressive force. Localized compressive force. So application of localized compressive force. Compressive force. Force value is beyond the yield stress. Discrete parts, rivets, bolts, crank hoods, connecting rods, gear, turbine shafts. These are the forging product. So first point you have to remember is your localized, compressive, compressive force. Then second is force value or stress value, sigma wild s. Beyond this, so if you draw the stress resistance curve, so this is your lower end point, it is ultimate, so it will be beyond this. Beyond this. Metal temperature is above recrystallization temperature. Already we have discussed. Recrystallization is the temperature at which old grains that is rough and obtained from previous working process is that disintegrates and converts into a small fine grain that is coaxed. So recrystallization happens. So it is a hot working process. Hot working. Forging type is Smith forging, drop forging, machine forging. Drop means Smith forging, blacksmithing. Then drop forging, you have to apply drop, the hammer, press. And the machine forging, you have to continuously apply the force machine. To obtain final shape from input material, different type of forging process are involved and carried out one by one. One is called drawing out. Always asked, what is DVI? So in forging operation, drawing out, in this operation, length of metal is increased, cross section area is decreased. Means you have a shape. So here it will be like this. Cross section area will decrease. You have to apply force here that is perpendicular to the axis. Perpendicular to the axis. In this operation, length of metal is increased, area of cross section decreased. So what is drawing out? Drawing out operation where cross section is, it is obvious volume is metal is same. So cross section area decreases. Force is applied perpendicular to the axis. So in drawing out, two things you have to remember. First is diameter reduces, and second is you have to remember that force is perpendicular to the axis. Force is perpendicular to the axis. Force is perpendicular to the axis because it is asked. Then drawing out means to move something, means you have to, here you have metal and you are applying force. This is the axis you are applying, and finally it takes this shape like this. This is the axis. So diameter reduced. So basically you are pulling something. You are drawing. I already said drawing means to pull, means length increased, diameter decreased. This one is called upsetting. This is also BBIP. What is up in this cross-sectional area is increased force is applied parallel to the axis of length. Means you have to apply force perpendicular to this. So cross-sectional area diameter increases and length decreases. So drawing out and upsetting is just ulta, vice versa. Then full ring. In this forging operation, cross-sectional area of the stock is reduced at the center only. At the center only. Center only. So three things we are discussing. One is drawing out, then upsetting, then full ring. Drawing out means diameter will be reduced, length will increase, and force is perpendicular to the axis of the material. Upsetting, diameter will increase, length will decrease, and force is parallel to axis. Full ring is again, here full ring will be like this. Means you are reducing diameter at the center only. Reducing diameter at center only. Center only. But in this case, drawing out, diameter is reduced throughout the length. Throughout the length. Then another term is called swazing. This is actually to reduce the diameter. Swazing. Swazing. Swazing, to change the cross-sectional area by revolving the stock under the fast impact blow, reduce the diameter. So what happens in swazing? You have a pipe and then you are pressing here by jaw. Pipe swazing or tube swazing. You are applying force by machine. So it will reduce, diameter will reduce. Generally, when you see a flexible hose, no, so suppose you want to hold it inside, so we press it here, so it will be stuck. I mean, press, so diameter will reduce and it will hold. Like your, so swazing is a reducing diameter of pipe by revolving, and it revolves also. It revolves also. So when it revolves and continuously you are pressing this. So final diameter will be reduced. So four things I discussed: drawing out, upsetting, full ring, and swazing. Get asked. Drawing out, length decreases, diameter decreases, length increases throughout the length. Force is perpendicular to the axis. Upsetting is your diameter increases, perpendicular force is parallel to the axis. And up full ring is your at the center only, diameter is reduced. Swazing is diameter reduction again. What is the question? Swazing at applied force. Yes. Kiran, 35 years of gate question first you solve, then we'll solve hard question. First 35 years of gate question, that is assignment. Once you solve this 35 years of gate question, then I will move to another level. And I am telling you, I am giving you full guarantee that there is no question beyond this. Because your syllabus is very vast. 10 subject. Let me clarify first, my friends Kiran. Kiran asked me to solve tough problem. Yes, I enjoy solving tough problem.